Good evening, everybody. My name is Double R. Welcome to my kitchen. It's really late. It's like 12 o'clock at night on Friday, March 29th. And I'm on my big back activities. We got some Pillsbury brand cinnamon rolls that we're about to make, and we're going to do the cinnamon roll hack. So, of course, we have our cinnamon rolls. We have some butter. We have some cinnamon and some brown sugar. We have some heavy whipping cream. I got my cast iron skillet. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to break these open. We're going to get to this because this shouldn't take long. This is like a 15 minute session of cooking, and I want to go ahead and get these done so I can have some tonight. And I did go to the gym earlier, so this is my cheat meal and I deserve this. So that's how we're going to go ahead and play that. I will say this is my very first video. After a long time of procrastinating and wondering if I should do this, I finally decided, you know what? Go ahead and get after it and do what you need to do. So, join me on my channel. Let's go ahead and get busy. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your cinnamon rolls, you're going to break them open, and you're going to put them inside your cast iron skillet. I've done this many of times. This is actually like my favorite snack to do ever since I found out about this hack. I've been doing it for a while now. So we have all of our cinnamon rolls. Let me take this camera so you guys can see. We got our cinnamon rolls here in the pan. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab this heavy whipping cream. And that's about 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, and we're going to pour it all over the cinnamon rolls. It needs to be covered. So that's our first step. That's what we're going to do for right now. Let's go ahead and grab this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to make sure that all of your whipping cream covers each one of these cinnamon rolls. And as you see, I'm being a little quick with it. I can blame that on a little bit of nervousness, but also I really want a cinnamon roll, and I've been thinking about these all day, so that's how we're going to go ahead and do that. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this butter. I think this is 6 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to mix it in with this cup of brown sugar, and I believe this is 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here. And the key to this is to mix this up really well. You kind of want it crumbly, but then at the same time you don't want it to be just liquid, because this is going to go on top of each one of these cinnamon rolls that we have here. So go ahead and mix this up. Use your fork or whatever utensil you would like to use. For me, I'm just going to use a fork. And mix this up until it gets a little bit darker. It's all fully mixed together and it's not so grainy. Keep on mixing. So as I'm mixing, me and you guys can talk. So what made me do this video? What made me decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to go buy a camera and do YouTube. Honestly, I would have to say the Most High. I've been trying to figure out a way of, I could do something different. And every week I bake for my family. It's just something that I do. It stems from mine and my daughter's relationship when she was a toddler. She used to come to my house half of the week, and I decided that I needed to do something fun with her during the week when she would visit. So we went to Barnes & Noble's. We got a baking book, and we used to bake something every week when she was a kid. She's not a kid anymore. She's 20 years old now, but back when she was 4, like from 4 to like 7, that's what we would do. So that stuck with me, and now I'm baking every week, and it's become a hobby. So why not take your hobby and put it on film and share what you love to do with other people? So I want to show you the cinnamon and the brown sugar. So this is the consistency of what it looks like. And we're going to go ahead and take this and we're going to pour it on each individual cinnamon roll. So probably a spoon would have been more effective rather than using a fork for this actual part, but it's all good. First video, y'all gonna give me some grace. So I'm almost done. I pretty much have all of them covered up here. And so now what I'm doing is I'm going to go back to each individual one and fill in some spots that I feel like I could put a little bit more of this mixture on. Alright, so now that I've done that, this is what it looks like. So my oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my little mitt, open this oven up, slide these in here, and these are gonna go in the oven for a good 25 minutes. And once those are done cooking, okay, so it's that time. So the cinnamon rolls have cooled down, they're nice and cool. I'm able to pick up my pot and not get burned. Now it's time to make the frosting, or the glaze, I should say. So this glaze calls for 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of, I can't think right now. 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. There it is, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. When I make this usually, I typically will take the spatula and just mix it around in the bowl. But what tends to happen is I get little tiny clumps in here, and I don't like that, because when I mix in the powdered sugar and the rest of the ingredients and I pour it on top of my cinnamon rolls, there's little tiny clumps on top of my cinnamon rolls of cream cheese and butter, and I don't like that. It looks weird. So today what I did was I blended it. I blended the cream cheese, I blended the butter to make it smooth, and that way when I do my icing on top of my cinnamon rolls, there shouldn't be any types of clumps on there. That's just me being extra. You don't have to do that, but that's how I felt like getting down today. So 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. We have a cup of powdered sugar. We have a teaspoon of vanilla. We have the froth or icing that they gave us that ain't worth a lick, because you could only use this for literally one of them. And then I have bitters. My family's from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, and my dad especially puts bitters on everything. It doesn't matter what it is, he's gonna put bitters in it. So I'm copying his footsteps, and I'm doing that too. And the last thing, creamer. I like to use hazelnut coffee creamer inside of my icing. It tastes really, really good, and it's different. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And while I'm mixing this up, you're gonna notice that I put a little bit of coffee creamer inside of this at a time, because if you put too much, it's just going to be liquid, super liquid, and you just do it at a time. And then as you're adding it in, it'll start to get smooth, and then your icing will actually look like it's supposed to. So that's what we're going to do. So while we're doing that, let's talk. So the theme of today is to chase your goals. I feel like chasing your goals are important because everyone has a gift. The Most High put something special inside of everybody, and it's our job to find out what that is and to do it. So I'm saying that because, take me for example, this YouTube thing. I never realized that this could be something that I could do, but I do realize now that all the actions that were taking place in my life stemming from me baking with my daughter were leading me up to this point. I wasn't good at baking, but it started off as an activity that me and her can do together. And as time went on, I honed my skills and I was able to bake. Now, I'm not sitting up here acting like I'm a super baker or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. But you can utilize the skills that you have to make a difference and bring impact to the people that come across you. So for all of you out there who are trying to chase like a goal or a dream or do whatever you do, always keep your focus on the Most High. Yah will always make a way for you. And then not only that, but you know, as you're finding your way to what you want to do or who you want to be, there's always going to be naysayers or doubters or people who are going to hate on you to try and stop you from being the person that you're supposed to become. And if you're truly keeping your focus on Yah and doing what you're supposed to do, naysayers won't have any power over you. Their opinions won't matter. Their job is to hate. That's what haters do. They hate. But your job is to follow him and do what's best for you and yours. So I just wanted to say that. I think it's important. You never know what somebody's going through. A small nugget that I just gave you could help somebody who tunes in to hear that, and it might make a difference in something that they're going through or something that they're on the fence about. I know with this, I wasn't really on the fence about it. It wasn't something that I thought of, but it's funny because the signs were there and he kept putting signs in front of me to make me realize, like, this is the lane that I want you to do. These are the things that I want you to talk about, and this is what you should do. But there's a time limit. You know, you're not gonna wait forever. So when he gives you instruction, you're supposed to follow it and do it when he says so. Not when you feel like it, not when it's best for you, but when he says so. So that's where we're at. So grab the camera so you guys can see this. You see the frosting? It's getting there. It's not quite where I want it to be, but it's getting there. So I'm going to keep stirring. And as I keep stirring, I'll get this to where it's going to be. And then I'll be able to top it off. And then we'll be done. All right, I think we're good. I think we're at the consistency where we need to be. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this over here. And then I'm going to start pouring this in. It's my favorite part, watching the icing go in. And as you see, I like everything covered. Everything needs to be covered. We don't want to see no brown spots. I just want to see frosting. Big back activities at its finest. I thank y'all for tuning in with me. Till next time, peace and blessings to everybody.